Hi friends, welcome to the second episode The Visa Help. Let's welcome our today's guest Mr. Navdeep Singh from Delhi Immigration Service. So today we will talk about the refusal reasons for the open work permit or spouse visa. Let's welcome our guest Mr. Navdeep. Hi Navdeep.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to come and help the students. Yes.
Navdeep, what are the refusal reasons for spouse visa and open work permit?
That's a great question. I would say the answer to this question is gonna be very lengthy. So I'll just start first of all from two basic reasons, two basic factors which plays an important role in the assessment of the spouse visa applications. This will also cover the open work permit applications and also for the spousal sponsorship under the family class, the permanent resident cases. The major two things, as I mentioned, the visa officers are looking for is whether the marriage is genuine or not. So that has a reference to the documentation, whether the applicants are having valid, marriage certificate and other necessary documents and pictures and everything. The second factor which plays a role is the intent of both the parties. So what was the intent of both the parties when they first met? The families of both parties probably first met to discuss about the marriage. If the intent was to enter into Canada by getting married, so in that case this is wrong, this is not in sync with the regulations, and somehow visa office is gonna find it out, and it's gonna be trouble and they'll refuse the application. So what they're looking for is the marriage should be genuine and the intention of both the parties must be to start a new life, not to get the immigration.
Just 1 minute. Now, are they checking the social media accounts of both parties?
They may check. So let's come back to your question, the refusal reasons. So the refusal reasons can be any of the one which I'm going to explain. So majorly the visa officers are looking for four different factors which will play a role. First is obviously how the relationship has developed. So they will go to the very first meeting, how the applicant and spouse first met and what was the intention at that point of time. If in some cases the couple had a relationship prior to the marriage, so obviously we hear about the love marriage and everything. So applicants start to date each other, so that is positive because that shows the entire intent was just to get married, just to be with each other. So that is positive. But obviously the first factor is the development of the relationship, when the first interaction happened and how the relationship progressed throughout the years or throughout the months. The second is when families from both the parties met for the first time to discuss about the marriage and what was the intention of the marriage. If these questions were discussed, obviously this is an indication that it was a genuine conversation. And the third factor which plays a role is how much time the applicant and spouse have spent together after the marriage. So this is we call it cohabitation. The fourth factor is what is happening right now, what sort of ongoing communication they're having, what sort of knowledge of each other they're having, how many responsibilities they're sharing together. If they're having child, how they're managing that and how they're sharing the responsibility and how much they're caring, both of them. And what are the future plans both have discussed if let's say this visa application gets refused. So all these factors play an important role. Every case is different, as I always say. So these are the main four parameters of every case, I would say, and we need to provide as much documentation as we can to satisfy the officer that the development of the relationship and all the progress in the marriage happen as per the regulations.
Okay, Navdeep, I have listened somewhere that they can also ask personal questions. This question, I know this question out of the topic. Can you please?
A great question. I love doing research on the cases, and I still remember I was doing a research on the case wherein the interview was taking place. So I went through the notes of the officer. It is yes, you're right, sometimes they ask personal questions. This is just to understand whether this marriage relationship is actually a genuine marriage or not. Yeah. So in that they may ask about the daily routine, maybe other personal questions which both of the couple, there are so many things which as a couple we do. So they may ask all sort of questions, personal questions as you mentioned, and they'll again verify from the other partner as well. in a different separate interview. So yes, they may ask any sort of questions. Yes.
What to do after refusal?
Okay, first of all, it's very important to understand the refusal reasons. Okay, I understand sometimes it becomes very heartbreaking to hear about the refusal. I have seen it, and I really mean it, and I understand, it really disturbs. But the first and foremost is visa officers are not our enemies. They've refused the application only because they needed some documentation or some proactive answers in the application that they couldn't get. First of all, it's very important to get to the bottom of the reasons. So I think we should apply for the GCMS notes so that we can get to the bottom of the things, and so that we can understand what was going on in the visa officer's mind and what was he or she expecting in this application, which we couldn't provide. So after looking at the GCMS notes, if you're doing the application on your own, if you have a good understanding about what visa officers are looking for, then you can also take necessary steps as per your understanding. Otherwise, you can also seek some immigration consultant's help, which will definitely help you to counter all the concerns of the visa officers positively. But obviously, you should be very cautious about the person you're choosing who will be representing you, the IRCC consultant or any immigration consultant. He must be having some sort of a proven record in the spouse cases.
Okay, Navdeep. And what about the funds?
Funds play a very imperative role in the application. Specifically in the open work permit application, the applicant who is in India and the spouse is in Canada, maybe studying or maybe working full time on temporary work visa. So that applicant must be having at least more than 6-7 lakhs of Indian rupees, and that amount should be an average of savings of last 3-4 months. So that's going to be very positive. Additionally, the applicant should also be working full time for last 3-4 years, at least for 2-3 years, I would say. It helps to justify the establishment of the applicant in India, which basically is the requirement of the regulation that visa officers look at the applications in a way that they need to establish that the applicant is established enough, applicant is having sufficient funds, and additionally the applicant's marriage is genuine. So majorly the open work permit is based on the genuineness of the marriage, legal validity and the intentions when the marriage happened. Other than that, obviously the establishment and the funds. So these 4 factors are very important in the case. It's very important to proactively explain and present the application in a way that it looks like it is in sync with the regulations that visa officers are following. Yes.
Okay, Navdeep. Is visa interview necessary?
Interview is not mandatory in the open work permit and spousal sponsorship. Interview only happens when visa officers are assessing the applications and he is having some sort of questions on his or her mind which were not answered proactively in the application. So as I mentioned, they consider the development of the relationship, the intention of both the parties when the marriage actually happened, and what were applicants doing after the marriage and what is happening right now. So these 4 factors are very, very important, and there are certain type of questions which may arise in officer's mind looking at the different circumstances of this case. And if, let's say, your immigration consultant is proactive enough to predict what sort of questions the visa officer may ask after looking at the case or circumstances, you can provide proactive answers already in the application. If visa officers are having all the answers of their questions in the application, they'll never ask you for the interview. So they'll only ask you for the interview if the explanation is not provided, or if the application is incomplete or something, and they're looking for some answers which they couldn't find in the application.
Okay, Navdeep. When the applicant should get married with spouse?
Well, it will vary in different circumstances and different cases. I understand this question basically arises, from the cases, especially in Punjab, wherein the applicants are getting married to their spouse just to gain entry. I'm saying it bluntly, because it's happening and it's the reality. So when they should get married, it's a big question, because the visa officers are gonna look at the overall progress of the relationship in a way that they're gonna find out whether the marriage is genuine or not. So when the applicant should get married, it will depend on whether it's a love marriage or arranged marriage. If it's a love marriage, then obviously the couple would be having a relationship in the past, even prior to the application, sometimes 3 or 4 years prior to the application. In that case, if they'll get married even before the visa, or maybe even after the visa, in that case it becomes easier for the immigration consultant to satisfy the officer that okay, they were having the old relationship, though they got married maybe near the time of the visa application of the spouse, but still we can satisfy the officer based on, because the relation was started 3-4 years ago, and at that point of time there was no plan of moving to Canada, so in that case we can satisfy easily. So the other scenario is obviously the arranged marriage. In India, and especially in Punjab, we see people arrange marriage, wherein one applicant is having the IELTS score already, an eligible profile for study visa, and the other party can or do sponsor the applicant just to ensure that at a later date they'll get married, and the other person will also get the entry to Canada. So in this particular scenario, the marriage, you asked about the question when they should get married, it will depend, but in some circumstances it depends on from how long they've been in discussion with the other party. If it's already been like 4 months since both of the families are in talks for the marriage, probably they can marry even before the visa, and in the visa application they can say they're married and everything. But some of the consultants would say, okay, this may impact the visa application decision, because visa officers will definitely identify the applicant have got married recently and very recently, and in that case, they may refuse it with some sort of a stereotype. That's why the applicants get married only after getting the visa or after submitting the application. So all in all, there is no specific answer for this. It will depend on the timeline, since how long both the parties are in discussion for the marriage, and as per the circumstances only I can specifically suggest like what is the right time to get married. I've studied cases wherein the applicants get married after submitting the application and before even getting the result. Sometimes they also get married after getting the result. That makes it very suspicious, because obviously that sends a message to the visa officer that if you're getting married after after your spouse have got the visa, so apparently it's a golden ticket for you to travel to Canada. So it will depend on the overall circumstances. I won't say any specific answer, because a lot of people would be watching this conversation and they may be able to draw some sort of a conclusion whether their decision of getting married at some point of time was right or not. So I would not specifically say at what time they should get married. It will depend on the overall circumstances.
Okay, thank you, Navdeep, for coming on our show.
Sure. Thank you so much. And additionally, if any of the viewers are having any questions in their mind about when they should get married and what sort of evidence they should be enclosing with the application, for example, we need a long list to satisfy the officer. Sometimes in most of the cases we need chat screenshots. If let's say applicant has already been in Canada and it's been 3-4 months, so we need to ensure that the ongoing relationship is being justified. So in that case, we need to provide all these screenshots for video calls, in emails, chat screenshots, all sort of evidence which can substantiate the fact that both of the applicants are in touch and leading a good, successful life. So, and they're also having knowledge of each other. So there's so many factors to it. It's very difficult to put everything into a list, because every case is different. I personally love doing these spouse cases because I'm so much able to relate to it, and I understand what visa officers are looking for, basically. So if you understand what visa officers are looking for, then only you can build a case and then present a story so that visa officers can make a decision positively, because they'll also see the entire application is in sync with what regulations they are following. So it's very important to discuss the case first of all, so that I can understand the case and then we can present the case further. In case you have any questions, you can also leave your queries and comments down below. below so that we can get back to you accordingly. In case you have complicated sort of a profile and you really want to discuss with the experts, you can give us a call on the mentioned number so that we can help you to understand your case, and and with the next steps what basically you have to do for the best presentation that you could ever make. Thank you so much.
Okay friend, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel for more updates and episodes.